Yeah. Unknown Brain, Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say
हेलो आवाज आ रही है? क्या हालचाल दोस्तों? अपन कर रहे वीसीटी वॉच पार्टी। एक मिनट बचा है अभी। फनाटिक और इसका चल रहा है। किसका? फनाटिक और रफ्तार 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 दिन आशा ही नहीं आ रहा है। आशा मैच चलने का तो अच्छा आएगा। रुक जाते।
Welcome back to Valorant Champions Istanbul. I'm Chrissy Costanza, and I'll be taking over the desk for Golden Boy. And here to help me out is Achilleos and Doug on my very first day.
It's his first day back on the desk as well. We get a little bit of a re-debut for him at the Champions.
And before I just very quickly, the fact that
बताओ guys, कौन इधर कमेंट करो। फनाटिक
I don't know whose idea that was, but it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a great time, but welcome.
Thank
Yes,
you.
welcome.
Thank you. Well, it's an exciting one to be having my first day on, that is for sure. We are going to be taking a look at 100 Thieves and Fnatic today. It's time for our final match of the group stage, which is very exciting. And this is a rematch, but the stakes are obviously a whole lot higher this time around because it is elimination time. Let's take a look at the
तूने
last
खेला
six.
FX ने।
Yeah, I mean, it is just
जिनका
been a
जिनका
great
तो
showing
था
overall for 100 Thieves. They managed to win the first showing versus Fnatic. Now Fnatic are looking for a little bit of revenge. They fell just shy of the mark versus DRX in that breeze. They're so back and forth, 18 to 16 in the end for DRX to be able to take it. But 100 Thieves, they fought tooth and nail throughout that series, and this squad is looking great.
And they're in full force, which I think is a very big thing to remember. Everyone is out of their dungeons
Shoes
of
पण बस सर्वांना सेम
quarantine or whatever
match.
miserable stuff they had to go through, and now they're back, they're
Guy.
in full force, and they're all on the stage together. I think the fun thing about this 100 Thieves roster and this project is that it really felt like it came to form during week 2 of the LCQ. I almost said the LCS, that's the wrong show. Of
It's a Riot
LCQ.
property, it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, we're all within the family here. But because this is a rematch, we should really take a look at what the stats are for rematches at international events. Who's got the better odds here? Is it 100 Thieves or is it Fnatic?
So oddly enough, it is going to be Fnatic. You see the stat on the bottom left, this side of your screen, and it's actually a bit different now that we just saw FPX play. It's actually 62% of the time that a team loses the initial match and then goes on to win the second one. So if you're statistician Sally or Steve or another S name, things look really, really good if you're a Fnatic fan.
You could have went with Seth.
Or yeah, you're right. I just
Could've
think
just went with
totally
him.
But yeah, I mean, Fnatic, they're known for their prep. Their prep is oftentimes quite good, but I think they flew a little bit too close to the sun the first time out, trying to go straight in for the Pearl.
Yeah.
We saw them be the team that was very much willing to bring a fracture at the last Champions event, and they looked incredible there, so I think that might have gotten in their heads a little bit. 100 Thieves, with Sean Garris backing them, they have done so much prep, they were able to counteract that. One of the things that actually
ये
really
fake TV मस्त
caught
था
me
भाई.
off guard a
मैं
little
देखा था
bit
ये
was I was
match.
taking a look at
Sexy
Group
fake
D
TV.
as a total. Nobody has won on their map picks in this group aside from DRX because they've gotten double 2-0s in their series. Nobody else has been able to lock down their own map picks, and I think it just goes to show how much preparation the coaching staffs are putting into preparing for their opponents' map picks, because they say, okay, you know what? Fnatic, if Icebox is open, they're going to take that, so we need to prep for it. We saw that happen from Furia. They were able to win it. We see the same thing happening in the last series out with 100 Thieves beating them on Pearl and then losing on their map pick of Bind.
Yeah,
so I think it's going to be crazy.
Absolutely. And speaking of 100 Thieves, let's talk about obviously the standout player right now is
चालू
Will. He's
कर
been
भाई
really stepping
यार,
up and
cash
incredible,
stats.
and so I think we're going to be expecting
Surprise this is, right? Think about the cloud of doubt,
Will
and
bang.
controversy, and conversation around this player right here during LCQ, during much of Stage 2 and NA, and the kid has come to form in a fiendish way. The guy played like an absolute demon during Fnatic the first time around, and yeah, they didn't win their second series against DRX, but the truth is, he continued to play well. All of the questions around, can he survive against international chambers? Is he just going to get diffed by Durka? Is he just going to get diffed by Ye and all these other folks? Mind you, they've been playing slightly different roles, but he has held his own, and I think
कोहली का सेंचुरी किस किसने देगा?
that's the success of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I think you
Eh,
can
tag,
someone
tag,
out
tag,
of
tag,
person,
tag,
even
tag,
though
tag,
they're
tag.
even though they're not playing today. But I think you could almost make a bit
बताओ
of an
जरा
comparison of
किस
Will and
किसने
RB, 'cause
कावली का
there's
सेंचुरी देगा?
less
कावली का.
amounts cast on them, maybe not quite as much. Maybe that was a
अपना
heavy handed.
फ्यूचर
Maybe that was
दनक
heavy
दिनता
handed.
दनक
But
दिनते
it's the same
दनक
thing. You need
दिनते
him to perform, and so far at this event, he absolutely has been performing.
absolutely. And then when we're taking a look over at Fnatic, theoretically Fnatic was supposed to be an
लाल
absolute favorite
बक्सरा
coming into
जा
this tournament,
माजा
but
बसला
they haven't quite
नटू
looked like it
नटा
so far. Why do you think that is?
टाट.
What's going on with Fnatic?
Yeah, that's a loaded question.
Oh my god.
Loaded one.
ऐसा करो
There
यार.
were some pleasant surprises on this team. Obviously, you know what you're getting with Durka, right? Like, he's one of the best players in the tournament. You know he's going to deliver. You know the coaching staff is there. Alfier continues
Yeah.
to grow into this role that they've put him in as such
Yeah.
a young star. I think the pleasantry was
Nike.
Mystic has had himself, potentially a tournament of
Boss.
his life, right?
But
Like, he's being
dark.
a person I don't know that we've seen very frequently, if ever.
Mystic sorry
It
mystic.
just feels like it's not all coming together at the same time.
Yeah, it's
अबे
been
यार
a little
चालू करो
disjointed
बे.
seeing, you know,
देख लो
Durka,
गाली दे रही.
Alfier, and then Mystic
Sen
just
will
kind
win
of
this
are
game.
pounding
ठीक है
throughout
भाई.
their series, but
Qualify होने बोल पहले.
members of this roster, Boaster in particular, is somebody who typically can really step up and
100
really
चीज
just
that
have
girl
gun
is
those
oh
games,
I
kind of
full sim
failing in
चालू
that
इधर
regard,
chat में.
losing out on fights that it seems like he
ठीक
should
है
be
यार.
favored in.
मेरी
But
बिस्किट
I'm
है.
hoping that with this reset, with this now rematch buff, that 62% stat behind them, that Fnatic can put on a stronger showing.
Well, and you know the interesting thing is too is as much as we've talked about Fnatic and how
Man,
long they've been
चुट्टा
around,
गिर
you
रहा है
think
पुनी.
about them from the very beginning, right? Like from when Valorant first started, they were one of the names that were considered household, right? Like
Sure.
surely they
71st, 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 71st,
71st,
71st, 71st, 71st, 71st, 71st.
away from them potentially getting grouped. I mean, this
Abara Bajara
Yeah, it's
Jansa.
showing up because I mean, coming into this, you would have said yes. these
चलो
guys are one of the
शत्रु
favorites to at least
जन्मा
exit the group
नहीं
and
हो रहा
make a
क्या
deeper run
इंडिया
at this
नहीं है
point.
अर्जेंटीना
But
नहीं हो
right
रहा
now,
क्या
staring down the barrel of a gun, and Sean Karras is holding it right now, finger on the trigger.
आते
So
अपन एक सेकंड गाइस होगा ओ सीट बाय लाइव ए भाई क्या देख सीट भाई क्या देख रहे हैं भाई
Breaking out here again and continuing to show up.
Yeah, I think he has to
क्या
continue to be
जग्गा
consistent, right? Like he has to continue to be the opportunistic mystic that we
मिस्टेक
grow and love. Stole that
मिस्टेक
off
तो
the
है
lower third, by the
मिस्टेक
way.
तो
I'm
है
not playing that
मिस्टेक
one.
तो
I
है
thought you wrote the lower third.
मिस्टेक
I actually
करेगा
did.
मिस्टेक
Okay,
तो है
you didn't steal anything. It was yours to begin with.
But he needs to continue to play well,
Ah,
right?
ah.
If Darka can continue
Right.
this thing, if Alfier continues to play well, and if Mystic does what Mystic has been doing this tournament, they've got a fighting chance, a really freaking good one. But you're right, Enzo, I need a couple more clutches out of Enzo. I need him to deliver big moments. We saw out of him we have not seen here.
We started seeing a
मैं
bit of it when they were
तेरा
playing against
तो
Furia.
मसदा
Enzo was there. He was able to clutch when it really needed, but Mystic was the one leading the charge, top fragging across the three
मिस्टेक
maps for his
मिस्टेक
team. And if he didn't have that high-level performance, we could be talking about
लाल
Furia right
बच्चा
now.
राजा
Because it was
माजा
damn close the whole way throughout. A little bit of a blowout on Breeze. Fnatic picked that one up easily, but then when it went over to Haven, 13-11. Furia was fighting tooth and nail, but Mystic was the
20, right?
and he was plus 17. He dropped like 60 kills.
Either way, right? Like
Fuck
for us to be having a
God.
conversation around Mystic,
Stand
numbers
कर
like
में
that
मैच
is
करना
not to short sell the guy by any means. He's played so well, and I think it's worth highlighting.
Yeah, and mind you, he's playing on and Sage, which are typically going to be enabling the rest of your squad, enabling
Start
Durka,
karo, man.
enabling
Start-
Alfier to be able to
start
pop off, but
karo.
he just took it into his own hands.
Well, that's a lot about Mystic, but for a second, let's pivot back over to 100 Thieves because we got a chance to talk with Fnatic's Enzo about their win over Furia and how they've been prepping for 100 Thieves. Check it out.
कितना बात करेगी पे लौंडी
We knew that Furia were about to be very aggressive against us, and we were ready to respond to that. And I'm really proud of my teammates because this series was really close. We fought, we game by game, and we're gonna fight.
फाइट ब्रो
Okay.
लाइव शिंदे इज बैक ओ भाई शिंदे धरा ना शिंदे 100 kills is Fnatic सब वही कर रही है भाई लालबाग सर आ जाने की लालबाग अक्षय सिटी मारा था है ना
Thieves on bind the last time out. We're going to try to just run it back again.
Yeah, and I think we'll have to.
बचाओ
Time is by
बचाओ
no means a
बचाओ
bad map
Defense,
for 100
defense,
Thieves. They're very
defense.
strong on that map as well. But I think again, as we go back to the stat we were talking about earlier, teams who lose the first match often win the second. in the rematch. So yeah, lean back into your strengths. Go back to buy knowing you've won it before, and there's a good chance you win it again.
Well, second round banned the first time that they squared off. Descent was taken off the table by Fanatics. This time, 100 Thieves say, okay, it's open, we're going to go for it.
And this is really interesting because we have not seen Fnatic play a set, right? And I just have this like gut feeling that there's something funny that they have cooked up here. Something different that 100 Thieves may not be expecting.
If they're going to leave it open this time around, I have to agree with you. It feels like they have to have something prepared. So I'm curious to see what it's going to be, whether it's going to be, you know, the triple initiator comps that we have been seeing run on this. Are they running Phoenix themselves, taking a little leaf out of TL's books? What's going to happen? Have they consumed the red pill? We'll have to wait and see. But Breeze ban, this makes complete and utter sense.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, at this point for 100 Thieves, you either have Fracture or Pro that you're going to ban, and given how successful things were for you on Pro previously, right, you kind of want to go there again, so they go ahead, they ban out Fracture. We're not going to see the Asuna Neon on Fracture, which is criminal, but we are going to head back over to Pearl, which is, again, a place they have shown strength before.
Just have to expect that Fnatic, they went back, studied the tape, and obviously 100 Thieves did very much the same about this map. What could we have done better to get a stronger victory on this map? But Fnatic is going to be looking to right the ship.
Right, again, when you came into this tournament, one of the things that 100 Thieves worked so hard on was on developing the depth of their pool, right? Making sure there are no weak maps, so you kind of consider that and you go,
फुल टाइम पास है एंट्री भी नहीं करा रहे सिर्फ अभी ये हुआ भाई एक हर स्टोरी देख रहा हूँ विराट कोहली का दिख रहा है सिर्फ 122 रन मारा ना अकेला आज 122 रन मारा 212 हो गया भुवनेश्वर ने 5 विकेट निकाला आज क्या बता पाकिस्तान के बराबर कुत्ता बना दिया उसको अभी चला गया उसका अभी कुछ नहीं बचा लास्ट वर्ल्ड कप है उसका समझ ले बाहर बैठेगा फिर अभी अरे चलता है तो बहुत मार खाता है दोनों मैच उसने घलवाया है भाई सेकंड लास्ट ओवर डाल के एक बार 19 दिया एक बार 16 दिया उसको स्टार्टिंग में विकेट मिले तो भी अच्छा चलता है अगर स्टार्टिंग में विकेट नहीं ले तो कुत्ता बना दे लालबाग चा राजा माझा हलके निघाले शमसी ने फोन लगा रहेगा विकेट लिया अबे यार क्या बीटी दे रहे लोग भाई ए भाई जल्दी चालू कर भाई एंड्रॉइड चीज भाई गणेश नगरात
Alright, welcome back to Valorant Champions Istanbul. It's finally time to meet the teams for our very last group stage match. Here's 100 Thieves and Fnatic.
Let's go. Mistake. Bang. Dark. Derek. Booster. Oh bye, oh bye, oh bye, oh bye. Oh fuck, काय करतो? Well. Oh भाई. Enzo. Ashuna. Mini.
All right, Boaster is really taking up Benkai's torch now that he's not here for it, and #1 Fnatic fan is on the stage and also playing in Fnatic today, apparently.
Someone get this man a shirt.
He's got to be cold.
Yeah,
right. I mean, Enzo walks.
the AC in here.
Yeah, Enzo walks out.
The Valorant. All right, Boaster is really taking up Benkai's torch now that he's not here for it, and #1 Fnatic fan is on the stage and also playing in Fnatic today, apparently.
Someone get this man a shirt.
He's got to be cold.
Yeah,
right. I mean, Enzo
we're
walks.
blasting the AC in here.
That exact conversation with them yesterday.
Okay.
And for as much as, I mean, you saw it in the reaction, Sean is very much an emotional leader as much as he's a tactician, right? Like, he gets so heavily invested in the moment, and that's something that's just missing, right? And even if it isn't necessarily like that, the fact that you're just not together, half of you are here, half of you are there, like, it creates an element of discord that you wouldn't necessarily have to deal with otherwise. So for as much as you say, like, oh, it was fine, right? You know, whatever, no big deal. That does matter.
Yeah, I mean, because the big thing is the Sean Garris timeout buff. You know, he calls a timeout, he rights the ship. That did not happen pretty much at all in their series versus DRX. I think he had one timeout where he called it, and then they were able to win all in there. He calls a timeout, he rights the ship. That did not happen pretty much at all in their series versus DRX. I think he had one timeout where he called it, and then they were able to win the next round. Otherwise, DRX was consistently winning them. Now they have everybody on stage, so I'm excited to see that buff if it's going to return.
And this is the first time that 100 Thieves in full force is physically on an international stage together. And hopefully it's not the last.
Sorry.
Yeah, you make a really good point. Prior to this,
If it's just going to
Sorry,
be
guys.
the same
Sorry.
comps that we saw the last time that they ran out, is it just going to be, you know, Razor
Sorry.
Brimstone Viper? Seems like it.
yeah, I think we're just gonna get them in the same, and that's fine,
Ek minute,
right?
guys.
Again, you've got two teams who are very good on this map. This is, for as much as Fnatic won it, this is not something that is a pushover by any means. I think 100 Thieves are very strong on this map as well. So give me good against good. Right? Don't change anything different. Go back to where your strengths are and see how the dust settles.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 13-7 last time out for Fnatic to walk away. 100 Thieves leaving it open after the loss. They're going to still feel comfortable on it. Obviously, it was their map pick as well, so they definitely have a lot of comfort there. But running the same comps, this is going to just come down to studying your opponents, see what their tendencies were like that first time that you played against each other, and then trying to counter-strat from there.
And you kind of wonder how much of that becomes a factor, right? Like how much of that becomes a part of the equation because you've dealt with being sick, you've been separated, you know, have you had a ton of time to prep and look at your film because you were dealing with other teams as well? I think for Fnatic, you feel really good heading into Bind, right? You mentioned it, Seth, 13-7. It wasn't really much of a fight, right? Like you've got to feel really good.
Alpha Jet will
But
start
what happens
direct
if even
match
if Fnatic takes
and
it on Bind? We've still got 2 more maps that they're not nearly as confident on, potentially, if 100 Thieves can take the second one away from them. So how do you prep for that as Fnatic? How do you get into the right headspace for that?
I think you just take it one map at a time, right?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even be thinking about map 2 or map 3 at this point. You've got to get through this, and again, it's been a strength of yours. You can't afford to fumble this one.
Yep.
Not at all. I mean, it's quite literally everything to play for. If you want to make it into playoffs, if you want to just further represent your region, you have to win this series.
All right, it looks like we are ready for map 1, so let's welcome our casters. It's Bren and Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. So let's get into it. North America versus EU, a tale as old as time. 100 Thieves versus Fnatic, also a tale that we've seen prior in the tournament earlier on as well. And Josh, it is the People's Champions versus the People's Champions in each respected region.
They are very popular players, very popular teams as well. Extremely respected, and only one of them can advance into playoffs. This is our last day before the crowd comes in here and makes every moment amplified. I mean, you think there's going to be nerves and pressure now. Whichever team advances, it only gets more difficult. But I really didn't think we'd be in this spot, Brent. I know the group is crazy hard that both of these teams were in, but 100 Thieves Fnatic playing for a spot in the playoffs.
And one of them must go home. One of them, that 2022 year, it ends
Let's
slightly earlier than any of them want. They're not going to be thinking about it right now as we head into Bind as our first map in this series. It's one of, both these teams ended up playing before. In the prior matchup, it was the one that Fnatic ended up taking pretty handedly. And part of it started on these pistol rounds as well. They ended up winning all the pistol rounds in that Bind map.
Yeah, absolutely crucial. But one of the big differences is that Fnatic's composition is now known, and you get that 100 Thieves prep difference that we've seen before. What have 100 Thieves got in this game? They must have suspected at least that Fnatic were going to pick it. And look at this, just a contact push down behind the Viper utility. And Boaster comes out to default.
Taking a ton of space there, but Molly's going to be preventing a plan just at a default spot. Even the Boombot as well, pushing him away for about a moment. And time is being bought here for the 100 Thieves players. Never attempt there for the spike to try and get planted. Eventually it is that 5v5 in the pistol round. 100 Thieves isn't any players just yet, but we'll see now as the horn gets broken. It's going to be revealing a bit of slight positioning, and there is a trade eventually there for 100 Thieves. Watching the angles, Derek. Oh, is he claiming two there? Pop flash through into the smoke. Anti-flash is being played by Derek. But he needs to put the pressure now and apply it.
Asuna knows that Boaster's incredibly weak there. Comes around with a right click. Ghost online. A Mystic's position known.
Just about gets him off of it. Has to run it down. Asuna now needs to win this one, but only 3 bullets left. And he goes for a reload. Oh my! What a misplay. But even if he ended up getting a kill, I don't think he would have had enough time. Excellently played by Mystic to just bob and weave his way in between.
And I've got to give credit there to the 100 Thieves retake as well, because that one was doable. Take a look at Derek here. They're so good at holding angles for each other. This is perhaps the most impressive thing about 100 Thieves, is that their team play and awareness of where opponents are going to peek from is masterful. But at the end of the day, Fnatic had already done enough. The heavy hitters once more as Alfia, Durka, Mystic showing up to take the pistol round. And Bren, you brought it up previously. Fnatic were very good in the pistols on Bind. Part of what powered them to that 13-7 win.
And attack pause. Excellent. What I wanted to see.
Maybe some
more time to talk, honestly. So
maybe someone slipped on the ramp after Boaster had greased it up.
A little bit of a dive down there.
Fnatic का busy नहीं रहा शायद.
There's been a lot of time, I think, from 100 Thieves' last match where they ended up going down into that lower bracket to play against Fnatic. They've had 5 days to prepare. Both of these teams, when I think about both of these teams as well, Josh, very prep-heavy teams.
I would
think the more time you give them, the more you're going to start to see, the counter-stratting, the different looks that they might be able to bring in each map.
And so if you think about the map pool that's available here, I would expect because they've got the you can anticipate that Fnatic are going to pick Bind into you. You can prep for that. You know that you're going to be able to maneuver the map pool around to get whatever you want to go for, in this case, Ascent. And then Pearlers have decided they've already won on, which looked fantastic. So, yeah, I think the pressure, obviously, on both teams here, but the 100 Thieves coaching staff has just done so well. And now, actually, with the players, too, as we head back into round 2, that's a big difference heading into this match. Everyone on stage together.
Yes, we're talking about it. It's the first time that they've all been able to play on the stage.
Obviously, you get everybody together, and as Boaster spots out the push from Showers, that might prompt a bit of a react from Fnatic. No danger there, as Fnatic like to hold these extremely safe defaults. But yeah, there are pros and cons to playing on the stage, You're not Not in a comfort zone, feels very different.
Oh भाई चारों.
Yeah, that's going to be a big attempt to try and disrupt this one.
Oh
Players
भाई.
just swarm through into the crossfire. A big setup there with the rifles. And you're right, Josh. There's a big difference, I think, when you play on this big stage as well. The audio just blasting overhead. You got to think
Fuck that
as
shit.
well. You know, there's moments where you stop and reflect and think, wow, this is actually real. We are playing in an elimination game right here, right now.
It will make everything feel
क्या
more
मारा
real.
ये?
And Fnatic have been in these positions before. All of these players. 100 Thieves, it's a bit of a new experience for everybody other than Asna. But let's see what Fnatic's looking like as we head into this bonus round. They've picked up that FPX style of maneuvering themselves into 3 Vandals to work with here. 100 Thieves so far have been playing the showers area pretty aggressive. You can see the 2 initiators and the aggression coming on both sides of the map for 100 Thieves. Whereas Fnatic are focusing more towards the middle and controlling their showers push.
बच गया भाई
Slight
बच गया.
angle is spotted out by Will for about a moment. Trailblazer gaining a bit of space there, so free reign for Alpha to grab the orb into showers, but it is slow and steady. It's the name of the game for Fnatic on this attack side. Default.
They just want to poke out, find where 100 Thieves are playing, slowly take areas of the map. You can see Durka holding an extremely safe position with the trademark, watching any kind of push that would come out of Hookah. And in a spot where you can always dodge your flash if it comes down to be long.
Trailblazer comes through. That is going to be spotting, I believe, Mystic, who was holding in that angle.
But I don't think that gives them enough information to dictate any kind of rotates. 40 seconds left and Fnatic have got 100 Thieves wondering where the hit's still going to come through. And we can tell that they're all grouped up at short.
When the time gets low like this, honestly, it's
30 seconds
one mistake might make the difference. Smokes are being held down. It's going to be a nade lobbed into the choke point, I believe, on top of the snake bite as well. And they've started to get a bit of a feeling for where this one is coming through. Exchange of utility and bullets as well, just being spammed back and forth through the smokes, and out of plant has to come through now with only 13 seconds on the clock. There's not going to be anything to disrupt this.
Yeah, look at the discipline there from 100 Thieves, though. They know not to get over-aggressive and try and challenge the plant when Fnatic is set up. They'll rely on their retakes, which were excellent in the first series, though not necessarily on bind.
Crossfires that have been paving the way for them. Post Molly there into the smoke, but they need to start to clear a lot of these Fnatic players who are up close and personal. Alpha just ripping off heads of the Bulldog. Great movement there from Boaster to try and find these picks. But again, it's 100 Thieves. Cool, calm, and collected in it, but time is running low.
Alpha
is ticking so far down. Alpha was 3rd in the round there with the nade. Has to be a stick now. Will already onto the half. There needs to be coverage for it, and Alpha kills it again. The diffuser gonna be denied. And what a play by him in that round. That's gonna be the bonus secured for his team.
Nice bonus.
What a phenomenal bonus and what an insane
Nice
round by
bonus.
Alpha.
Both
With a
late
Bulldog
retake.
in hand,
Both
he takes
late
the first
retake,
kill,
yeah,
first duel, wins the second, gets his nade back online to kill Bang, and then swings through to stop the diffuse happening. Everything in that round came
stage
from
2 LCK
Alpha,
and
yeah.
champion.
What
They
a
are only
beast of a
they are
player.
only lost to Fnatic 7-30.
And we were talking about him at Copenhagen and how
Series
he
R.
had the potential to be, you know, one of the best in the world. And at that
ये लोग
first
दिखाते
event,
भी
he was
बराबर
just
है, हार
still
नहीं
getting his
गया
feet wet. I feel like
Fnatic
here
का
at
फिर
Champions, he is just getting better and better.
Definitely feels that way. It's got a showstopper in his
Triple.
hands as well, with all those orbs just
ये भाई ये
wildly
देख गया.
they've been taking our showers control early.
This is Hookah aggression though, and
Fuck
Bang's
that
using the
seat.
distraction to creep
Fuck
up short,
that seat.
along with Derek as well.
Derek, they could get value here, but they are watching the smoke. It seems like Fnatic are aware of this one. Trailblazer timing. Most of was covering on one side of the smoke. We knew that was always a possibility. In fact, these Fnatic players are absorbing a lot of this aggression, but they've handed a rifle over to Bang. Oh, the shot's just about firing. Durka has been playing so passive this entire round.
But he's controlling the aggression beautifully.
Nice,
And the Stingers, the Phantoms, they're spitting, but Fnatic have always got the response, playing such safe angles, forcing 100 Thieves to take worse fights. I think 100 Thieves have been watching some Leviathan VODs. There were 4 Stingers in that round for the half buy, and we've seen some nasty stuff coming out from that gun.
been getting on the
Chamber
stinger
नहीं है
wave.
क्या?
It's definitely making a
chamber
resurgence.
double
Yes, sir,
initiator है
it's
शायद
one
इधर
that's what it
नहीं
feels like.
double initiator
100
है
Thieves
Fade
take a
का
timeout
chamber
though.
Timing for it.
Yeah, heading into round 5. This is going to be another economical swing round. There are so many ults to play with there. Look at them all. For Derek, for Arsenal, on the other
Angles
side of
play
things.
करता है
Alfia, a tour de force online. There's
tight
just
tight tight
so many more tools
mat
to think
time
of,
out
so
time
many
out
more ways that the round can play out. So it makes sense to tap in with the coach.
tight time out चालू हो गया
Today. That means there will be 1 day away from
let's
that being a
speaking
reality. They would have been eliminated at the very final hour before the Turkish fans could scream for their player.
अलग
That's the kind of thing that's on the line right here.
But certainly leading the map nice and steadily. You know we're going to be favoured on buying, but already you're going to see that exchange and all the ultimates being popped off. That's an orbital strike.
Sheesh.
Being used defensively there by 100 Thieves, and they have pushed back that Shower's control.
Guy
Rocket's going to be flying through.
Enzo caught, and now with Showers controlled by 100 Thieves, Fnatic have a serious decision.
Oh,
They're
they flipped this all the way through. They want to push this?
They're looking to plan for backside, but Stellar is playing this beautifully. Both Vipers trying to control the opposite sides of the map. Enzo got caught, Stellar playing safe.
Seekers now, every single team, it feels like, is just completely grouped up here. Now with the showstopper, we're looking to try and get a bit of value here, but a pre-fire comes off onto the corner. The rendezvous.
Great bait.
Used. Yep, great bait. Ultimate's not going to be having anything gained for it, but 100 still want to be taking these fights. And Fnatic, they answer pound for pound. The reposition from Alfia now up onto the high ground. Timing once more. He's going to be getting onto the fuse, but he is the last player standing inside the smoke. Forces the close fight. He wins out. Already half on it, and Alfia is low, and the random spam eventually finds it. The 5th round online for Fnatic. My word, was it close.
Yo, what an incredible round from both teams. Adjusting to how each other are playing on this map. Feels brutal that Fnatic are 5-0 up with how nicely 100 Thieves are moving around, but Fnatic have just got the read every time. Despite losing Enzo, Boaster calls an audible to push towards back spawn. Alfia gets up into heaven, and they're able to neutralize the threat onto of Stellar. And that allows them to carry things forwards with Durka controlling lamps as well.
Really nice stuff.
Fnatic look like they are in the flow zone right now.
Now it's going to be the weaker weaponry on the 100 Thieves side. As half of the map is steadily getting away from them. Last time they were on this, they ended up taking a lot of risks, and Fnatic were ready for it. They were playing the passive hold, like you're seeing kind of like this now, where Fnatic are just waiting for those peaks like this, trying to take the fight to the superior weaponry.
And 100 Thieves are trying to set the tempo. You've got still both initiators playing towards long, towards showers, and they're prodding to see if they can get picks or find somebody, find a hole in the default. And Fnatic are just looking... They were looking completely impenetrable. Out of charges.
Still want to be trying to go off of this one, but there is a molly at their feet. It is feeding them for a moment. Now you're going to see the Seekers to try and at least add that extra layer on top of this push. For safety, perhaps. The Seekers are going all over the place, and how has Derek won that one out? Seeker was eating half the damage, but he still gets the kill into Alpha, and this is suddenly looking like a scary round for Fnatic. Losing 2 of their players. This reload from Boasty does have his ultimate to try and play for time, but they are losing players one after the other, and it is just down to Boaster.
This would have to be a 1v5 for Boaster to win it.
Players are weak, half on it. Does he not want to commit to it? Doesn't appear so. Just playing back. He could have ulted the spike there potentially, but chose not to invest.
Yeah, that's, I think, probably the percentage play. But God, did I want him to go for it. That opening duel Obviously, not great for Fnatic, but the 100 Thieves players of Derek Bang both finding the picks on exactly the players they needed to neutralize the push once it happened. And that gets 100 Thieves on the board. That'll start to quell the nerves a little bit.
Rounds like that can be the difference maker and a half when you were essentially just getting pounded into the dust over and over again.
You want to play?
Let's
Let's play.
think about how 100 Thieves were actually able to get the win there. It was simply by taking duels and winning them. Wasn't overwhelming utility. In fact, they were on the receiving end of it. They just hit better shots. How consistently can you really do that against Fnatic? We'll have to see. This time, Vital's pick goes down towards B long. That allows 100 Thieves to keep 3 players on A. It's where they've been mostly starting the triple stack.
Yeah, stacking towards. You notice how none of the 100 Thieves players are actually playing in lamps as well. They're trying to wait because Boaster still has that orbital strike that he saved. It's not a safe position for them to play in.
Boaster could certainly go for an ult at the back of Showers as well. So I think Derek has to play a little safe here. If they get the read that Derek's challenging them in, Showers could definitely get caught by the Brim ult. See whether this Boombot gives any information. Not at all. Derek decides to back off. And now the player in position to ruin this round is Will.
Up close and personal. It's going to be the Viper's Pit drop down out of Showers. It gives them at least a bit of a exit, some cover, I suppose, if they want.
But they
to
can't
play through it.
They couldn't get out into the site because of Bang's molly.
Yeah, and now there's 30 seconds left into this round, and the spike is still sitting in Showers. Fnatic, they could get absolutely bogged down here. Players are lurking and working their way up through short, and there it is, timing. Playing such a crucial role. The satchel cuts its way across. Spike has to go down here. And is that spam coming down? That's just the crossfires of Fnatic far too strong. In order to... It's 100 Thieves who have to push into them and take the fight to them.
And poor Stella. The IGL for 100 Thieves has just been completely out of this round, trying to lock down the other side of the map. And now he's just got a rifle to save. The thoughts going through the 100 Thieves players' heads will, of course, be focused on the rounds in front of them, but for the fans at home, this was the map that they're supposed to, in quotes, drop out of the 3 in this series. We already saw Fnatic win 13-7 last time. Despite it being a good map for 100 Thieves, it's up towards the top of Fnatic's board. What you're looking for here is really 100 Thieves to make things much closer than they did last time, perhaps, or be able to put up some crazy individual performances that give them that momentum heading into map 2, but at the moment it just feels like Fnatic
more of a
lead
shutout
on everything.
Yeah, it's almost more of a shutout compared to last time. Look at that.
I'm amazed at how well Fnatic are going to be able to get, being able to get into the sites despite the pressure and get plants down. The plant going down is the thing that's boggling my mind, because in a situation like that, they've got 20 seconds to go down. They can get spammed. There's satchels, there's nades, there's mollies coming out from Bang. It is tough to get an uncontested plant off, but there are so many tools on Bind to deny.
Doing a good job of pulling out a lot of the tools though prior to it, and okay.
And that's
Deep Showers push.
That's the second time that Enzo's been caught by something like that. His positioning and the positioning of everyone on Fnatic is trying to be as safe as possible, but these Showers pushes are occasionally delivering results. 100 Thieves, though, reading into it and have stacked 4 players over on A. It is only Asuna with a classic in a position to try and receive this.
He's backed away now, playing an elbow. Pretty aware of this B hit, I think, coming through. You can see where all the 100 Thieves players are currently rotating in spawn, making sure a couple of them at least are sitting on the A side, but now they're going to start to come in to this B site. Players are already deep into the back of the side. It's Durka holding, making sure that nobody can push out of the spawn. There's a Nightfall. Looks like they do want to try and make an attempt to contest this one, but it is, again, that utility that waves a bit. Molly going to be stopping it straight into Elbow, and they're running right into the spray down of Mystic. Now the players are low. No sound cues as well with the Nightfall, but eventually that's going to be fading. And a wider swing from Derek will not be rewarded with too much still. Will is alive, but their cleanup is there. Nice trade from Fnatic in the end, and that's going to be the 7th round for them.
100 Thieves have still got money to go for a buy heading into round 9, but it's not looking pretty. And the ultimate invested triggered out a wave of defensive utility there, and Mystic continues to be a beast at LAN. His last few LAN performances haven't been much to write home about, but here at Champions, he's proven all of the doubters wrong. Mystic's tournament has been world-class and pretty much the only thing keeping Fnatic in it. Mystic and Alphia.
Yeah, he's been the player who's stepping up. looking like his stage 2 online performance as well. It's one of the things that we wanted to see, I think.
There's the Viper Orb put down to try and deny that flash from getting any value. See if they can get the jump peek, and they instantly punish Asuna. Gorgeous
Absolutely
play.
Beautiful, man. Hiding in the orb, they don't give a sound cue. Asuna forced to jump peek it because he's like, okay, well, they could have timinged it. Wonderful punish from Fnatic, and now getting right into the side. Stellar was holding up close, but again, only the Spectre in his hands. Will, still here, showstopper right in the tube, and that's Alfio again claiming another.
And an awesome decision to ult there from Alfia. You might think, oh, well, why do you need it? But that gets a guaranteed plant down. Fnatic have so many thoughts of how they want to open and how they want to secure the post plant. Durka caught them on the lurk. Does that open anything? It just doesn't seem likely now.
They don't want to play off of it. That was just Durka just trying to take these weapons out of their hands. It's a full investment from 100 Thieves. He knows they were trying to save.
And Fnatic have the most outrageous bankroll.
Yeah.
Durka has 8,100 credits.
He's essentially going to be money cap next round.
Yeah.
This is way more dominant compared to the last time these two teams faced off on Bind. It's Fnatic that won it, but this time it just seems like they have come in certainly to play.
Fnatic just look like they're executing everything perfectly. You know, there's been one glimmer of hope in that 100 Thieves are sometimes making the shower pushes work, but other than that, they're getting slaughtered. 14-4. He's having a great... I mean, look how good this trade is here. Yes, that in terms of how he lines up with Boaster, that could have got a bit dangerous. But the speed on his decision-making and how quickly he's responding to every threat around the map is what you've seen from Alfia in the past. Why so many people rate him as one of the best players in the tournament, despite only having one LAN under his belt. What is that? What is that?
And a money situation. This was a full investment to buy into those rifles. The two players with the rifles going down. Durka just dealing them one after the other.
And this is already essentially game over for the round. Maybe 100 Thieves can recover some of the rifles and make a hero play happen, but they have to be so cautious. Enzo, Durka could be down here off the back of the Viper utility already.
Yeah, they have to re-clear this one together. One of the rifles secured. Going to be meeting a lot of these Fnatic players. Look at this, a full group up. 5v3. Going to be facing it, Alfie again. He wins it out, nade over the top now. Clinical stuff, just trying to clear the back of the side. A bit of a pre-fire there from Stella, okay. Just lucky claiming the one there with Mystic falling. In fact, it's Satchel over the top, Asuna. He's just playing a bench there and he's removed two of the players out of the fight. This is now a 2v2.
This would be the most incredible round for 100 Thieves to win.
Smoke's down.
A 2v5 that they're in process of trying to turn around. Boaster without his molly. So these players could still get into elbow.
Yep. Seeker's going to be leading the way now. They know these players. A bit of spam to the choke point, just trying to avoid it. Flash over the top now. They are into the side, but there is no swing, no trade there from Aston. He's just trying to weave in and out once more of the Chew over the top. Does not find a favorable fight. It's Durka. 4 kills eventually salvaging it.
And constant heartbreak for the 100 Thieves players. They're getting crushed
आपण राउंड नाही गेला मी वॉशरूम बाहेर गेलो बघायला 2 मिनिटं
And we said last
माहिती
time
नाही काय
when these two
झालं
teams faced off against each other, we described it as, oh, that is disgusting. As a battle between a team with incredible teamwork and the star power from Fnatic. When you have Alpha, Durka. But honestly, in that first matchup, Will went toe-to-toe with the star players on Fnatic.
Went crazy.
And we didn't get to see the best coming out from Alfia on map 1. Durka over
Booster
the
तर
course of the
नागडा
series,
आलेला
honestly.
बाहेर.
Now it feels like Fnatic are firing on all cylinders.
The team that was promised, I think. Definitely showing up here. Map number 1 in this series. They've already gained such a sizable lead. Managed to contact their way all the way through. The Seekers going to be having them out. And then that added element, pushing the players back. There's a nice little snake bite here. Stellar is doing a good job of delaying. A lot of utility being used though. Pushing them back, and Fnatic, they haven't really committed to
कॉम्पी
anything
खेल
in
रहा है
this
क्या
position. They've still got on long. They could
ये मैच होगा किसके साथ खेलते
no one has that
हो जाएगा खत्म फटके से
space already at showers. They'd have to be careful if they did
5 मिनट में हो जाएगा खत्म
through. It looks like they still want to try and contact play through, but the Viper Wall going up from Stella now. Put a stop to it.
Toxin screen down.
matter of time.
Double
though, there's a
control
window of
setup
opportunity
चालेगा
now
ना?
that this Viper wall is down. The Fnatic players, they're just going to contact all the way through. They're just taking the fight. They know where the players are holding.
गेला.
And Fnatic are
अकरा एक
barreling
है.
through them. The
ना
weaponry
इको है ना.
advantage is
बोलूं
massive.
काय बोलू शकता.
But it feels like that's been the case the
Oh
entire
my
time.
God.
Oh, that's just Phil.
The orbital strike. Why not?
RNG
Oh,
भाई
yeah,
RNG
totally
RNG.
right. Gun. That's a prime game in Flawless. Fnatic 10 and 1.
round in the half.
Talking about the prep difference, talking about, you know, when teams, both of these teams have a bit of extra time.
दोनों अल्टे त्यांच्याकडे.
Think about what they want to do, what they want to bring into this one. It looks like Fnatic have decided, okay, this time we want all of our stuff.
TP चा आवाज ऐकला? लगेच अल्टी.
But also the way that they're controlling the map is just sublime.
त्याला पूर्ण मॅप पार्ट आहे म्हणजे एकदम लगेच दाबल्यावर
The great battle of EU versus NA
दोन अल्टी आहेत.
is
चांगली
starting
मॅच
out
राऊंड निघू
insanely
शकतो.
one-sided on map 1.
डायरेक्ट काय एवढा टीम हे नाही.
A fast play.
Destroyed.
Flash going to be destroyed.
अय्यो बो.
No respect really
काय
being
वाचला
shown
आहे
there
तो.
as well as the orb is just hoovered up. Derek going to be getting his ultimate online. Luckily, didn't end up going down there to the tour de force shot.
And these are the rounds where 100 Thieves have massive ults to deny the plan.
तीनच तर अल्टे यांची. चौथी आहे
And
ना.
tools, you know,
मारणार
Phil
तर
still
ना.
with the nade and with the satchels.
Yeah.
So Fnatic are going to get time pressure towards the end. Frankly, does it even matter if they lose this round?
A bare minimum. And they do the Nightfall to try and push them back. I mean,
Kyle
it's just on
kill it in
Durka, he's
fuck.
rendezvoused out.
They just
And
nightfall
the showstopper.
in an attempt to trap the Showers
अल्टे
player.
वेस्ट केली भाई.
Only
भाई
Durka.
एक इंच से बच गया.
It's just down the bang, isn't it? The orbital strike's being chucked out. Not a single player in sight. Fnatic. Oh my goodness.
And now there's no defensive tools particularly available. Both satchels used, both ults
भाई,
used,
काय फालतू.
and Fnatic now have tons more
Hen-
time with
Henny
which to
ult
play
कुठे
with. They
मारली?
don't need to rush things.
हुक्कामध्ये. अरे बाप रे.
Now the execute starts to come through. Snakewise over the top onto the tube, the Haunt as well. Sees just dodged for about a moment. Player still holding close. Though. What a flick from Alpha Year.
हाँ त्यांचा ना
They do
डुलिश
need
मस्त
to
आहे.
deal though with these players, and it's 100 Thieves who are crumbling. One after the other on the site. A fast rotation there from Will with the nade. Lands this
Gila.
one, that's going to be
आवाज
going
ला
just
नेड बोलू.
shy of the mark. Quite get it, but the bullets there, the crossfire
Sheesh,
eventually
yeah.
finds it. So,
खूप काम येणार
second
हा.
round for 100 Thieves.
दहा
A little bit all over the
झाले.
place when it comes to the nature of this one.
जर पहिले दोन राऊंड काढले
Yeah,
तर
but
भाई गेम
the
मध्ये लगा.
overall tale of the half is outrageous
मग
dominance
काय बोलणार
from
शकत.
Fnatic. 100 Thieves picked Bind the last time around. This time, they're getting slaughtered on Fnatic's pick.
Yeah, let's send it down to the desk to see
Stop
what they
watch
can
now.
break down and
डायरेक्ट चालू.
really just pick apart, I think, for this first half.
What an insane half it's been so far. Obviously, we kind of expected if Fnatic's gonna win one, it should
पहिले
be
दोन
this
round
map.
सर्वात
This is
महत्त्वाचे
their
आहेत.
map, but Alpha Air, what is going on?
I mean, they whooped them. I mean, it wasn't even just like, yeah, you should win this one. No, it's disgusting.
हे
Alpha
काय
Air
झालं
has
बघ
just
भाई
put
मला
on
समजत
an
नाही.
outrageous performance, and the truth is, as
झालं
much
बरं.
as they won Bind the first time they played, the Alpha wasn't as spectacular as he is right now.
I mean,
but
look at
Yeah. हाँ? कौन? Jang, 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 jang. Jang, 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 jang. अलग हा कुणाचा अल्जेरचा ना रेस माहिती आहे तो हाच आहे तो चरणी के विधाता. Let's go half time khatam.
All right, well, let's toss it back over to our casters. Let's jump in round two and see if 100 Thieves can even attempt to even this out. It's been an absolute slaughter so far. Take it away, Brennan Sideshow.
Yeah, absolute slaughter. That describes it, I think, quite well in this battle of NA versus EU, Josh.
Yeah, and EMEA has the advantage over the history. They've had more wins at international tournaments, more top 3 finishes, nearly double the top 4 finishes as well. But this tournament felt like the time for North America, and still absolutely can be. This match defines which of the regions gets all of their teams into playoffs, which is an absurd situation for both regions to find themselves in. But it started off with a heavy punch in favor of Europe.
Yeah.
Look at this one from
Oh,
Mystic.
bye.
Mystic can do some serious work from this corner. Tucked away.
The trademark is just debate as well. And 100 Thieves didn't even break it. They prodded, trying to fake like they were in hookah, but they didn't even break the trademark there.
I think definitely appearing a bit rattled, I think, in this first map. Got to remember as well, a lot of the members of the 100 Thieves squad, these guys are young and inexperienced when it comes to experience on the big stage, the global stage. The exception of Asuna, who's got some reps behind him, but
A few of their players, though, you know, were on stage before. Here we go, though. 100 Thieves.
damage.
Oh, they're just all into the nade.
yep, and they have just taken so much there in the choke. So difficult to deal with. Still, the flank is being watched down, but it's all down to Derek.
He's in the clutch.
Must win pistol round, and he's been good in these clutches.
But 1v2s are so difficult to win. And 1v1s are his area of expertise. I think Alfie has spotted him going into the smoke.
Yeah, he does. That's where he is. They're just giving him all the space because they know, look at the time pressure.
There's only 10 seconds,
10 seconds.
remaining.
10 seconds left.
Essentially, Derek has to stick the plant here. No buffer. Nothing to work with.
Sheesh.
Heck of a time with the swing there. Drop down to 1 health.
No charges.
Just being squeezed from every angle. Has no idea where Boaster is, but just does not have the health to contend.
And you just caught a look from Derek there towards the end as he glanced at his teammates like,
Derek.
what more can I do in that situation? What more can we do in this map?
This is just such a one-sided affair.
This is a GG go next.
It absolutely is.
Oh.
Look how good that nade is. The nade at the same time as all of that decay damage from the Viper, as Enzo's got it set up to defend short.
Enemy remain.
And Boaster's doing a great job as well. He is fragging out. You don't always get these maps like this from Boaster.
And that's, I think, the big question for Fnatic that we had as well coming into this tournament is typically it's been very top-heavy with the performances in each match.
Yeah, I mean,
Relying on the big heavy
Right
hitters.
them.
coming into this tournament, Alfier and Durka were getting 50% of the kills. It was like 49% of the kills for Fnatic.
Yeah.
But Mystic has really stepped up. In this round, of course, 100 Thieves have to go for the force. I mean, you're 11-2 down. Are you going to play for 10 in a row? No, it just doesn't work. We'll see whether the Stingers can produce magic. Right here. That's just
Wondering
Boaster
as well,
spamming off the trademark being broken.
Just at the case of this one, I mean, Fnatic all but assured, I think, that they secure up this map number 1 of Bind. How is this going to be affecting the next map that we're going into? Ascent for 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
With an inexperienced team like this, they're going to be able to brush it off? Are they going to be able to just have that GG go next mentality? Because it currently looks heavily weighed over onto the side of Fnatic.
Alfier exploring out might have caught a great timing on these 100 Thieves players exploding down short. There is no trademark, of course, at their back. Fnatic, I mean, Alfier with a Bulldog again.
30 seconds left.
He's just been so good with that weapon, so good with every weapon.
Just patience being played there by the Fnatic players, making sure that they get the players in position. And look at the amount of damage that Alpha is just offloading. That one sideline, that one angle, it matters not. 2 players left standing for 100 Thieves, trying to disrupt this one, a tap of the spike. They all come crumbling down again.
Again, both pistols, and then the follow-up going the way of Fnatic. Fnatic have been in these kind of spots so many times before at tournaments like this, and it still feels like they have something to prove, and it still feels like they come into maps sometimes, maps like this, with incredible amounts of hunger. I think there'll be people at home who've watched, you know, Durka and Alfier have some of their rougher maps at this Champions or maybe at Copenhagen and think, but these are the guys people are saying are the best duo in the world? But my God, do they look like it here?
Yeah, this map has just been an absolute world class.
Vale barato.
Overall, this performance by Fnatic. They've come into this with so much preparation.
And the form looks crazy.
On the individuals, yeah.
I mean, the form question last time between these two teams was dominated by Will playing so much better than he does online. I don't feel like Will's been playing badly, but just none of the 100 Thieves players have had a chance.
Slow and steady. That early showers control. The spike is dropped down though in market, so no real plays being made. And you're just simmering at this point. Fnatic really just making sure that they get this one out nice and clean. Respect has to be shown though as the damage exchanged. Dirk is just going to be getting out of there.
Blinded.
You look at the economy for 100 Thieves in the final round, and I feel like I've just looked at them with Stingers and Spectres all map.
Yeah, just the whole time.
Have they been using the rifles?
And so much prior information just being given. For whatever reason, fully aware that this B hit's coming through. Quick little satchel play across. The money is going to be whipping and missing, so kills are going to be flowing into the direction there of the 100 Thieves players. The snake bite on the ground. It's going to be Boast to just trying to escape his way out of there. So round on the board is looking highly likely now for 100 Thieves, but does it bode well for the rest of this? Still, the Fnatic players.
We saw 100 Thieves nearly win a 2v5.
Yeah.
Enzo and Alpha have made their way into backside, and Alpha's got the Bulldog.
There's so much positioning here, but yeah, not a lot of utility to try and get
Last
across.
player
Trying to
standing.
play the anti-flash position. Gonna be that triple face though, so consolation prize is what it feels like for 100 Thieves, but it does get another round on the board.
You know, I was watching a 100 Thieves game a long time ago, Brent, and a man called Douglas of esports said, if there was ever a time for a comeback, it would be now. And then
they come back?
And then Hiko won a 1v3 and they came back.
Oh! I don't see Hiko in this lineup.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, this game feels a bit different.
Yeah, it's going to take
I think
multiple of those rounds in a row to have a chance.
I think to what you were speaking about earlier though, Brent, so much of it is going to be the mental
them
game
get
heading into
away.
map 2. These are younger, a little more inexperienced players on 100 Thieves. Oh!
Sheesh, lag agak abe.
Losing to a shower scrunch would
No
be deadly!
Pop flash play, it is partially getting contained, but it's the Fnatic players again who are coming out on top of it. Hello, latching. Okay, Durga has to respect that one. They'll be backing away from this one, but they still have that player advantage.
Take hold.
Small advantages like that, they can snowball out of your control. When you consider there's no room for error right now for 100
Plant the
Thieves.
spike.
It's just cool, calm, and collected from the Fnatic players. They're going to be
This
hearing this
khatam
plan
game,
going
bro.
down. Biding their time.
To Ascent, battling elbow, and Stella gets the better end of it.
The fight tower being won. Trying to take the fight up close and personal there. Poster will fall. Showstopper over the top. Nafia once more finds his mark. So consistent. This guy has a quick tap at a spike to force out the orbital strike. A wider swing from them. You're going to see the satchel play. Fnatic players, though, they are being pushed and pulled into every single direction here. Has to be coverage onto the spike.
Come back to
Okay,
hair,
so
come back to hair, come back to hair.
Great point, I think. Got to think of these 100 Thieves players coming into this next map. They want to be making it as even as possible, honestly. You've got to be thinking one round at a time.
This game is so much about confidence. And if you feel like your opponents are always going to win the duel,
Come
you're
back
going
to
to stop
hair,
taking
come back to
duels,
hair.
you're going to be more passive, you're not going to swing to help your teammates. These kind of things are all affected by confidence, affected by the results of previous games as well. And Fnatic, they take a timeout.
Yep.
They have 2 to burn.
Let them simmer. Yeah, they haven't used any of the prior timeouts until now, but
It just hasn't been a problem, has it?
no. But
Time out the hair, time out the hair, time out the hair. धड़कनों में तेरे गीत में हूँ क्या कहूँ कि सर्वसा सिलसिला हूँ
And if Fnatic ends up beating 100 Thieves here, that's back.
विकेट आला मेरी लैला शायद विकेट आया
Both of those. You know, we were saying 100 Thieves overrated. Are they accurately rated? From the previous match, 100 Thieves absolutely lived up to their fan expectations, and they still can in this series as well. The next two maps should be much easier for 100 Thieves.
Oh,
Should be easier, as you've already mentioned. Ascent and Pearls are follow-up maps to see if they can even get into that Pearl map, but early days yet. Another fight going to be won out there. Will not wasting any time with the satchel engagement into the back of the site. Quick side set though with a movement. Enzo has already ripped two of their heads off. Enough damage in the process though. Has to get rid of that horn. He's being swarmed currently over the top. Cheeky little jumping right-click plays online.
And this retake's coming from multiple directions. Two on the flank.
come back
They did disrupt this one, so
Plant denied.
yeah, no free plant.
Barely saw that at all in the first half.
And these flanks are everything for the Fnatic players. Look at this moving in their way. To Hookah and Belong, but they deal with the first element of it. That was Alfie. Trying to contest.
And they use Seekers
Yeah, I mean, you got to use everything at your disposal. Why not?
just to make sure that Boaster and Mystic have no chance of clutching that up with the weak weaponry.
They know where the positioning is now.
Ooh.
Mystic is really finding it difficult to play the game at all. Almost every sense of his being removed there with the haunt in his face and everything else. But, okay, two players survived there for 100 Thieves, so they get that fifth one. Online.
Come back to
around.
head,
It is
come
about
back
just
to
crewing,
head,
making
come back
it
to
easier.
head.
For the next map, heading into it. Putting up a bit of a fight against Fnatic, at least for the mental.
And now you see the round where the timeouts have been used. Or rather, this round coming up right now is the round that all of the coaches were discussing, where there's ultimates on board, rifles on board as well. Fnatic have only won the pistol and the follow-up on the defense side.
And showers, nightfall across.
That's so fast.
Yeah, incredibly fast response is happening over the top. What a rocket. Avia will fall. There was no attempt to dissuade that one by using his own satchels. Backs and forth. Durka tries to take a wider swing. It's whiffing the shot there with a tour de force, and this molly right over the top is not going to be fast enough to disrupt this plant.
Oh, another little peek, I think. Did he see a glimmer there?
He's dropping down. This fight to contain in the pit. They know that Enzo is still there. He's a thorn in the side of this defensive post plant setup that 100 Thieves are trying to hold on to, and it could be everything with the orbital strike. It forces them right into the grasp, and Fnatic capitalize. Still a 3v3, but they know where the rest of them are. Just spamming it straight down the corner with a tap onto the spike. A smoke to cover it as well. It's a full stick from Boaster, full confidence and faith in the rest of his team. 13-5 will be the scoreline. It did feel inevitable.
And Alpha's feeling good after that one. Exactly the kind of map that Fnatic need to get themselves mentally into this series and avoid some kind of wild situation like nearly happening.
गेम चल कर देता फटाका फूट रहा गणपति जा रहा है क्या भाई काय का डाउनलोड है ओ भाई डाउनलोड आया रे इसमें क्या बीटी है भाई डाउनलोड हो जा मेरे भाई, डाउनलोड हो जा मेरे भाई, डाउनलोड हो जा मेरे भाई। स्टार्स फोर्थ, स्टार्स फोर्थ, स्टार्स फोर्थ। मिले हम्म 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 क्या करूँ कसर मुझसे। सॉरी 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 सॉरी। माइक चालू है, माइक माइक चालू, माइक चालू, माइक चालू। बिट्टी दे रहा है भाई, ये बिट्टी दे रहा है, गेम डाउनलोड नहीं हो रहा है भाई। चलो गाइस, थैंक्स फॉर टुडे स्ट्रीम।